gather round for another edition of Young Kings Wrestling featuring the JDF Memorial Sovereign Sound Bowl. Welcome to the Nuck If You Buckingham Palace. As always, I am the thespian TC Fontaine, aka TCF Baby. Please say the baby, joined by Young King Reek, House of Havoc, first of his name. Welcome.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yes, sir.
Here, man. Another week. Hey, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at YK Wrestling, all social media at YK Wrestling. Go to YKWrestling.com, get you some merch. We will not have merch available during WrestleMania weekend. So you better get it
busy
online.
Week, man. It's busy week.
Is. I actually don't have time to print the stuff out. That's really what it is. I'm trying to supply the streets with something. I might have stickers or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Do something.
We'll figure it out.
It's all good.
Hey, man. Hey, Reek, you want to do the honors again as usual?
Oh,
this
yeah, of course.
This your thing.
This is my gig. So y'all know I like to pull up to do my indie shows. You know what I'm saying? I pulled up the Battlefield Pro, and I found one of their shining stars, and I had to bring them through the show. You know, we had Dio 2 weeks ago. I found another. And listen, I am very careful about using the term fan favorite, but this dude has earned that title. If you hear the reaction when he comes out, he's the Battlefield Pro Wrestling Futures champion, reigning and defending. My man, RJ Carnage.
What's going on, y'all? I appreciate you having me, man. And speaking of that, this is the beautiful championship he was talking about.
I got some nice belts, man.
Man, we've been fighting. I got four championship defenses down, and like I say, many more to go. But man, I appreciate y'all having me, man. This is gonna be a good show. Let's get right to business. I appreciate it. I'm really stoked for this.
Hell yeah, man.
Welcome. We appreciate you for coming to the palace. So next time you come in, just kick your feet up, man. You don't gotta ask to go in the fridge. We'll get you whatever snacks you want.
Yes, sir.
It's all good. We're supplying the streets, man.
I appreciate it, bro.
So we had Dio Bando on here a couple weeks back, and I asked him a question, and now I feel like I'm gonna have to ask anybody from Battlefield that come on this show this question. Give me one gem, or if you want to give me another one, just give me one gem though of something you learned from working with Alpha Anoa'i Jr. Anything that he passed down from his family, anything from his dad to whoever else in his family. Just give us something that you learned from working with him.
Consistency, dedication, getting that just keeping that, how do I put it in a really small matter? Just having that person to go to, like you said, just having that, that family, that bloodline, it's an honor. So the one thing I can really say is the consistency and the determination, it's just everything all around by him is perfect. That's really it, bro. I can go into depth for hours about what I learned from Alpha, but if I really had to come down to it, it's the consistency, the dedication, and really learning to be a superstar. Everything takes time. Everything takes time. But like I said, being with Alpha is special because it's in 2 years, I've made the progress I've never thought I would make. So, the consistency, the dedication, and just all that around is mainly my main thing about that, because I never had that. I never had that motivation. I never had that, energy to keep it, up here instead of coming down to here and then going down to here. I always, for the last 2 years, it's been up here. So, and I want to keep it there. And a big part of that is definitely from Alpha.
Shout out to that discipline, man.
Yeah.
So anybody gonna teach you discipline is gonna be the son of the Wild Samoans.
It's gonna be the Samoans in general. A,
Yeah.
I've met guys that, they came and trained for a day at our school, our dojo, and they never came back. And they texted me the day after stating, "Oh, I can't take that. That's too much for me. Too much cardio. I can't breathe." Bro, what are you gonna do when you step into the PC or somewhere you're trying out for the big leagues? What are you gonna tell them, you can't do it? You can't do
Right.
it, bro. Come on now, bro. They're gonna look at you and laugh and kick you out of there.
They gonna
Yep.
Get
whoop
your
your
head.
ass harder at the
Exactly.
PC.
Right.
I got told by many people that have way more experience than me, way more years on me in this business. And just, they look for that. They look to blow people up. They looked for, if you look blown, they look for that. If you look like a superstar, you keep your head up, you sell, you show that you're into this, you know what you're doing, bro. Your money, your money, man. And that's what I told these guys. If you're coming to the Samoans, if you're coming to the Wild Samoans, you better be ready. You better have your shoes tied tight and your head high, your mouth shut, and your eyes open. Because if you don't, it's gonna punch you right back in the back, bro.
Reach.
No doubt. No doubt. So we just hit about 2 years that you've been with Battlefield now. Started in March of 2023, right?
Correct, correct.
So in that time span, and like I said, I've gone to a couple shows now. I hear this response. What do you attribute this kind of this connection that you have with the fans now in this time? Because I said, like, you, Casey, it's like there's a short list of people that get that type of response, that type of connection. So what do you attribute that to?
Um, in ways of how did I get that fan base there? Is that what
Yeah,
you're trying to? Okay.
yeah,
Basically, I know a lot of guys do this. I mean, I don't see it. I told many other podcasts, many other people, like, this is how you network. You go out before the show or when the show starts or intermission and you shake everybody's hand and tell them your name and ask them if they're enjoying the show or ask them if they like, just talk to them and chit chat, networking, bro. Get your
yep,
name out there, introduce yourself, make them feel welcome. Because if you don't do that, then you're not going to get anywhere with yourself. You're not going to get your name out there if you just go to a show, come through the curtain, wrestle. If you're good enough, you'll be able to put on a show and they'll remember your name. But the best thing to do if you want to get your name stamped in someone's head, introduce yourself, make a memory for them, do something for them that's gonna be like, oh, I love that man. That guy's cool, that guy's great, he's great with kids, he's memorable. So like that's my idea is I always introduce myself, welcome them to the show. In the intermission, I sell my merch, I talk to them, have conversations, and then when they leave, I goodbye them. I tell them thank you for coming and come again. That's mainly what I do. That's my main focus when it comes to, networking and connecting with the fans.
no doubt.
Crazy.
Yes, sir. So now we were talking about the shows a couple minutes ago, and D.L. Bando, who we had on the show. So I told TC I was going to mention this in detail a little bit. I got to get your reaction on the ending of Warning Shot real quick. Because
I don't know if
for
you've been
those,
I don't know if you've been seeing my reaction every time you say his name, but
oh man. So real quick, for those who don't know, the main event of Warning Shot, we had an I Quit match for the BPW Heavyweight Championship, and Code Red was fighting not just for the title, but for his job. And him and Dio have been like this part of prime time heat with them and Trey. Like they've been locked up. So he was competing against Vinnie Mac in a brutal I Quit match. They was tearing the place up. And the shock finish came. Cole was about to concerto this man, and Dio was out there supporting his guy, and all of a sudden he throws in the towel, surrenders the match.
so basically Dio
Red
sold
loses
out.
his
Dio
job.
sold
Yep,
out. Dio sold out. And that's what I'm
yep.
mad about. I was just having this conversation with somebody yesterday, stating the fact that Code sat behind Trey's and Dio's shadow for 2.5 years while they hold those BPW tag team titles. And what
Yep.
did Code get out of that? Nothing. Nothing but a thank you, a handshake, and a hot dog. I don't even think he got paid. Man, all I'm saying is Dio sold out, and it's hashtag free Code, because Code will come back, and he will come back harder, because we all know who the infamous OG is, and I'm always riding for my OG. So, and I can't even talk about it. Dio he's really upset me.
So
Mm.
are we
Hey,
gonna see this settled in the ring?
Um, you never know. Like I said, I'm a fighting champion. I'm willing to put my title on to anybody. I don't care if it's Snitsky. I don't care if it's Wrecking Ball. I don't care if it's Ox. I don't care if it's any big guys or any. I don't care if it's Jay Bougie. I don't care if it's Malik. I don't care if it's Dio. I don't care if it's. I don't care. I'm a fighting champion. You know, if Dio wants some, you come get some. You know, that's what they all say, right? But Dio's a
Hey.
sellout. He's not going to come. He already sold out.
Mm, mm.
in other
I respected
words,
I respected Dio. One last thing, I respected Dio with all my heart. I love Dio. The fans love Dio. My
Yeah.
sister, my little sister, loved Dio. And then after warning shot, you broke my sister's heart. And don't worry, I will remember that. That's all I gotta say.
You raggedy bitch.
I didn't even have to say
Yeah. Hey man.
it.
Hey man.
hey man,
Going down.
y'all gotta listen, Reek. You the guy. You gotta keep us in the loop
Oh yeah.
on the next edition of this story beat.
Oh
Because
hell
now
yeah.
I'm sold.
It's
Yeah,
hashtag
man.
free code. It's hashtag free code everywhere right now.
Free code.
Like
Free code red.
you see, people use the term all the time, suspend disbelief, right? When you watch wrestling so long, it's hard to do that. This was one of the moments that y'all suspended my disbelief. I was like, oh shit. Because
Yeah.
I honestly thought when Theo came out there, I'm like, okay, this is going in the right direction. Like Cody's gonna win this shit. And then he did that. I was literally like, yo, what the fuck just happened?
Kayfabe. I was behind the curtain tweaking. Was behind the quarter
Oh,
tweaking. I was smashing things, punching the wall. I'm like, what is this? You know, but like I said, it's hashtag free code, man. We all miss you in the battlefield. All his homies miss him when we're fighting to get him back. You know, we're doing our thing. You know, but it's crazy how his own best friend did it. It just blows my
Hey,
mind.
yeah. And Cody's good
we will
people. I
put a
talked to him a
fund
bunch of
together.
times.
We're gonna put a fund together and make sure justice is rightfully served for Code Red. Free code.
Free
Yes,
code.
sir.
Free
Yes,
code.
sir.
Hey, let's get into these shout outs real quick, man. I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna forget. It's gonna be the very first one. Happy birthday to the GOAT. There can be more than one GOAT. The GOAT,
Yes.
the HWBIC, the Warden Matt Ritter. Happy birthday to you, my guy. And
Happy
happy
birthday.
belated birthday to Baby Ritter as well.
Facts.
Because I
Happy
did
birthday.
forget that one.
Two-time dad.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
2 times.
2 times.
Hey. From one GOAT to another. Shout out to Alexander Ovechkin getting that 895th career goal, passing Wayne Gretzky on the all-time list. So the fact that we saw Braun pass up Kareem and then we saw Ovi pass up the great one is crazy. Did you ever think we would see those two records be broken?
Hell no.
I never thought Kareem should ever.
No. like listen, we there's eras where there's guys that just do shit that's insane and you don't expect it, but like even I thought at some point there's gonna be a ceiling for what LeBron is gonna like break through. And especially because when we got closer to 40, I'm like, nah, he probably gonna fizzle out a little bit. Now I don't know. This motherfucker is still averaging like 25. So
right.
Crazy.
Man, I don't watch basketball, but when it comes to LeBron, we all know. We all know.
Yep. Listen,
I've
I've conceded, especially him being a Laker now. I'm more comfortable in conceding that somebody is better than Kareem.
Yeah, man,
listen, I'm leaning him
1-1.
being better than Kobe at some point. Probably not now. He gotta retire first. But
yeah.
We all know if Kobe was still alive, he would be still balling. He'll still be balling.
Hey,
listen, if he never messed up that Achilles.
Yeah, man.
He might have
That
played
was
another couple years.
he'd have been in good shape.
Yeah, you would.
Shout out to him, man. Shout out to
Facts.
Ricky Saints as well, winning
Mm,
the NXT North American Championship,
hell
defeating
yeah.
Shawn Spears. Immediately stepped on by Ethan Page on some asshole type talk.
Right.
While
Hey, what's
we
he trying to
had
do?
three guys.
I saw him on Impact.
Yeah, I was about to
Who, Ethan
say, was
Page?
he just? Didn't
I
he
did not
just
watch
go in?
Impact.
Bro,
Yeah,
he just came on the Impact like out of nowhere. I'm watching it, and
Oh,
there he is. I'm
Frank,
like,
Impact.
because Zarian was cutting a promo, because he's got the call your shot,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden Ethan just showed up like, "Hey, I'm next on Joe Hendry." Like,
And so he just doing whatever he want to do, huh?
yeah. Like, what?
So we had Shawn Spears, Ricky Saints, and then an appearance by Ethan Page in the main event, which immediately queued up Tony fumbled chants from the crowd at the Performance Center.
that.
What are y'all thoughts?
Man,
Go ahead, Reed. Give him your thoughts, Reed.
oh my god! Listen, that's one of the realest crowds you can be around is NXT. You know what I'm saying? So these things is just gonna happen. This is how it goes down. Like, because of the fact that you're in direct competition with another company, they stepped up and tried to take on the big bad giant. This things are gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like NXT is like the cool kids club. You know what I'm saying? So if you go in the door and you go to NXT first, it's gonna be like the cafeteria in high school. Everybody's gonna be loud. Everybody's gonna have some crazy shit going on, and there's gonna be some sections that are gonna be here, sections are gonna be there. Like that's how it always goes. But I mean, listen, you know, Ricky Starks had to have the Rocky put on his back in NXT. That's what he went there for. Like, when you see, I said this was like 2 weeks ago. I said, if there's ever a book that would encapsulate AEW, it would be called Mr. Mark. Because for all the good intentions that they have, too many of these stories come to be. It's like you have gold sitting on your roster and you don't utilize it right. Ricky Stark should have been a star in AEW. Ricky Stark should have been one of them four pillars that they was talking about. He wasn't.
The reason why he wasn't is because the difference between AEW and WWE is because WWE likes to do their storylines on the mic. They like to get their storylines out there instead of AEW. Like, I was watching a podcast from Will Ospreay, I think it was, and he defined AEW and WWE. WWE is sports entertainment, and he said something. He said AEW is wrestling, pro
Yeah.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Because what they do is they show their wrestling in the ring, not on the mic. You know, I get that, but I looked at some of the comments and what other people said. You look forward to something when you have like a storyline or promos or people cutting open mics. Like, you have that urge to want to draw your attention to that. So why not have that in sports entertainment? Everything is fake. That's what they say, right? But this is not fake. This is not fake. This is all real, bro. I think when you're on that mic, you're talking. It might be scripted. That's what they say, right? But half of the stuff I think is real. I don't think anything that, like, here's an example. Look at that Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte stuff.
We'll talk about that.
That is straight edge. That's not scripted. That's not none of that. That was real. You can tell when it's real to scripted. So scripted. That's what I like to say, because in my opinion, if you're a fan, you know that wrestling is not fake. Every TV show, every movie you watch is fake, but wrestling, when it comes to wrestling, it's wrestling. You're watching a story. You're looking to, draw your attention to some particular storyline in that company. And back to what we were saying, AEW is nowhere near as interesting as WWE is, in my opinion, or NXT or ROH. Like, I personally don't like AEW. I like wrestling. I like watching it, but I won't sit down and watch a full AEW show. in particular because it's not my style. Like, I like to learn mic skills. I want to be on the mic more. I want to learn how to talk more
Yep.
fluently, more collectively, and more smarter in a way. It's like, so when I talk, sometimes I like to rabble. You probably already noticed. I like to rabble on and talk
Same.
about, you know what I'm saying? So like, I like to, learn to where I need to know when to stop or when to feed into the crowd or when to do this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yep.
watching WWE helps me learn that. So particularly, I get what you're saying too, Reek. Like you said, is also 100% true. The cafeteria line you said, that's 100% true. Different sections. Like you had a really good point.
We got a
Amen.
we got a group chat called the cafeteria. All our podcasters that we collab with a lot. That's our thing, man. So it's close to home
Shout out to
for
the
real.
cat. Shout out
Yes,
to the
sir.
cat. Yeah, I don't watch on a weekly basis. I can't. It's nothing interests me, and it's
Nah.
been that way for years. Like the
We
first couple
tried.
of years, I tried it, and it was just like,
What, AEW?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. But I do
It's
watch
just,
their pay-per-views though.
if you
I'll
watch,
go
if you
watch
want to
those.
watch AEW, you want to watch, you're just gonna go watch them wrestle. You're
Yeah.
just watching them wrestle. But if you're watching WWE, you're watching for the storylines.
Yeah.
So speaking of those pay-per-views, they got one tonight. I'll try to tap in. But
Oh, yeah,
prayers
that's right.
down.
Which
If you
one is
know,
that?
you know. Dynasty.
Okay. I
So
might have to
prayers
check in a
down
little bit.
to a certain match on this card.
52.
If you know, you know.
52.
Yes, sir.
There you go. I'm watching for Tony though, because she is the exception.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
these motherfuckers ran Mercedes and Athena on Collision.
Huh?
I saw
Bro,
it
I know
was
you
somewhere.
lying.
And they were like in like they're like on the same side of the bracket in the Owen Cup too.
Athena, who's 800
Hold on,
plus
let me
days
verify that.
as ROH champion.
Yeah, I
Y'all
was
did that
about
on
to say, verify that
free
because
TV.
that doesn't make any sense.
There's no way.
If
Oh, it was a tag
that's
match. It was a tag match. It was a
Okay.
tag
I was about to
Okay.
say, y'all did not give that away on free TV.
I just seen them in the ring together. I was like, oh hell no.
Nah, bro. I was about to say,
Oh.
what is Tony
But
doing,
they
bro?
on the same side of the bracket in the Owen Cup, which is also on some BS too. Like that needed to be a final matchup or something.
Right. Man.
Hey, I'm not 3-time Booker of the Year, bro. So listen, I don't have the authority.
Hey, the Seltzer verse is not canon. I say it all the time.
It's not.
Alka-Seltzer Inc.
So no, wrestling is not fake. As we mentioned,
no, it's not fake.
A few minutes
It's
ago.
not fake. It's not fake.
And that was clear as ever this past week. Kevin Owens is gonna have to miss WrestleMania, getting neck surgery.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Kevin Owens, man, for fucking
I think
killing
it's a
himself
work.
for our
I
entertainment.
think it's a work.
I thought so.
Think so?
You want to know why I think it's a work?
He's been going on interviews like saying it's not.
Bro, if you have a neck injury, no doctor is gonna let you perform after that. Unless his dumbass did it. Meaning he put on some hell of a matches with Sami Zayn and Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that. But I feel like if you are a professional athlete, you want to think about your future.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he would go headfirst with a neck injury and have those two brutal matches with Sami Zayn and Randy Orton. That Sami Zayn match on top of everything. Even the Cody too.
Cody matches, yeah.
I forgot about that Cody. And that's what is getting me a little spontaneous there. I don't know if it's real. I will believe it when he comes back and he shows us that scar and that procedure. I will believe it then. But till then, I think it's a work because he's scared to get punched in the head by Randy Orton.
See, I said the same thing because I was just like, man, he was doing all this crazy shit. But he actually said he got an MRI like earlier this week that confirmed it.
Yep.
But he said he got a full body.
Performing?
He performed this week?
No, like he said he had it for months on end. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it
And he
says so.
Yeah.
Here's like an excerpt from an interview I seen that he did. He said he got a full body MRI in December, seen everything was good. But he started having neck issues after like a match he had in January, and
Yeah.
he got the additional MRI this past week that confirmed he had some neck issues. So that's kind of it's just been kind of adding up. So he had neck issues, but he just was grinding through it. Like, let me get the WrestleMania type beat,
Yeah.
but he just couldn't get it.
damn. So it might be real. I mean, you know, it like I say, wrestling is real. It's not fake because
Oh
It
yeah.
is not.
nobody from I'll go out on my street, right, and grab some random person and put them in the ring with me. Would they be able to put on a 5-star match with me?
No. Your dance
No.
partner got to be right.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You have to, bro. I've talked to some of these. I've had a couple of friends that hated on me for what I do, and I tell them, I said, bro, you hating on me? Come over here. Let's see if you can train for 2 hours in the ring with Alpha the Wild Alpha. Let's see if you can do it. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't answer me. They don't answer me. They don't say, no, no, I'm good. I don't want to do that whack shit. No, if it's whack, then don't. And you say you don't even want to try it. Then don't talk to me about it. Don't talk to me
Facts.
about it. Don't question me about it. Because at the end of the day, your kids are going to be watching me on TV. That's how I look at it.
Also,
If they want
Hey,
to hate on me, I'm going to hate back.
that's a
I
bar.
match energy. I match energy, bro. I match energy, and that's how I gain my respect because I'm so blunt. I might be a baby face, but man, I will not take shit from anybody. I don't care how small I am. I'll be 4'9" and I'll still won't take shit. I
I
don't like
love
when
it.
people say that shit's fake. That shit's fake. That shit's fake, bro. Let me see you do it. That's my answer.
I
Let me
love
see you
that.
do it.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen,
Mm.
I refuse to hear that out of anybody when I was just at a benefit show for a guy who was paralyzed for 2 months from being in
Hey
the ring.
man, that
Yo,
part.
praise
Listen.
goes out to Bay, man. I know a lot of guys that are really close with Bay. I never really got to meet the guy or, pay my respects, but that man, he's an inspiration, bro.
Hell
From
yeah.
having that injury and not even 2 months later, my man is
Walking.
up walking after he got told he was never gonna be able to walk again. And that's what I
25%.
say. Not even. I don't even think he had 25%. I think they just put that out there to put that in his head.
Mm-hmm.
He said
Yeah,
we're
it's
gonna give you
crazy,
that
man.
little bit of a boost that you need to really
Yeah.
get it.
I
And
feel like
sometimes mental, that's all you need.
they put
Yep.
that in his head. He was like, "Ooh, 25%. I got 20. No, we're gonna
That's
make
good
that
enough.
fucking 50. We're gonna make that 75. Oh, we're gonna make that 100." And that's what I find inspirational about Bay, bro. That man, he's strong. He's one
Mm-hmm.
strong individual, bro. And props to Bay. Props to Bay.
Hey, shout out to Chris,
He
man.
built different, man.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
WrestleMania, WrestleMania 2 weeks away. So shout out to that as well. I'm gonna need Jacob and Jay hugging with their belts like 80 and Dead Man Inc. 20 some years ago.
Yeah.
We need that.
Bro, if that happens,
Yep.
Listen, Jacob Fatu,
Bro,
bro,
it's on. It's on.
when I saw
all you
this
need is that moment.
right,
Yes.
when I seen Jacob Fatu get in this title shot, I'm like, wow. He's only been there not even a full year yet, has he?
No.
It's a year this week.
Is it really?
Wait, no. That was Tama. Jacob was a few
Yeah,
months later.
yeah. Yeah,
So yeah, he's
Jacob was
not
the
even a
last
full
one.
year. He's not even a full year. And look at
Hey,
him. Title match at WrestleMania. Bro, that is insane. That's how
Crazy,
you
man.
know. That's how you know, bro.
He's
That
cooking.
when it comes to the Samoans, they don't play games, bro.
Yeah,
Words
man.
from Jacob. All gas, no brakes. Oh, I
yes,
Hey,
love
sir.
it.
Yada da mean.
it's
Yeah,
like that.
me.
It's
I
like
fucking love it,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
He's straight out the dog pound with it, bro. It's crazy.
Hey, that's my guy.
Hell yeah.
I love him. Hey man,
Real one.
this past week in wrestling history, let's talk about it. Damn near every WrestleMania in history of WrestleMania took place this week in history. So I will not be
Facts.
going down every single one. But the most important one, the first one, live from Madison Square Garden, Mr. T and his tag team partner, defeated Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Orndorff.
That was
Orndorff. That was a good one.
I don't care. That was petty. I don't care. 1996, WrestleMania 12. The boyhood dream came true as my GOAT, Shawn Michaels, defeated Bret Hart in a 60-minute Iron Man match.
My man said 60 man.
Hell no, I'm not watching a 60-man match.
Can't even see nothing.
No, listen, I had to watch a 50-man match one time. It was a drag.
Was it in live? Was it live? Like, were you in live?
Oh no, it was on TV. It was a Royal Rumble, the first Saudi show.
I watched the Royal Rumble live and had 65 men in it. It was a little indie show, bro. It was, bro. That was like, it was like an hour long, like an hour and a half long Rumble, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
People stayed for that?
Yeah.
I would have left.
Yeah. I was like,
20 minutes in, I would have been gold. Like, hold on. Like, no.
Yeah, man.
Hey, it was a fundraiser show, so I mean, I think it was free to get in. So
I got you.
Yeah. So it was like one of those.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But it's 65 men.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No.
It was no marathon Rumble.
No, sorry, a 60 minutes Iron Man match. He won sudden death, 1 fall to 0. They made niggas watch a 60-minute match
just
with no falls in it. After promising me multiple falls, and there was only one.
Right.
Okay. Well, I wasn't even alive yet, so I watched this after I was born.
All right, we got too many people come on here saying they age and they be young as hell.
23,
I'm not even that old. Damn.
I'm 23, bro. Yeah, I'm 23, bro.
That's crazy.
Bro, you wouldn't think I was.
All right.
I thought you was like weird.
When's my birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in May 28th.
Okay. So you were alive for 9/11.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was not. I was.
That's my barometer. Okay. That's like my cutoff. Yeah. Like, were you old enough for 9/11? Were you alive?
Hey, I was May, June, July, August. I was 4 or 5 months old. I was alive.
Hey,
okay,
there you go.
That's good. That's good enough.
Yeah, I thought you was like close to 30.
Wow. Do I really present myself like that?
No. Well, I mean, like, ain't like maturity wise. Like, it was giving it. Like, hey, Sean, but yeah, no, we got some young dudes in the palace
looking older than they are, man.
I was about to say,
coming off older and more mature than they are.
Nah.
Shots. Yeah, hey, 2001, cool, WrestleMania 17 in Houston.
Yes, this is a
lot of people say this is the GOAT WrestleMania, man. Where do y'all rank this out of all the WrestleMania?
Yes, the GOAT. That's all I gotta say.
It's
I always have to be a contrarian, so no, it is not my favorite.
Of course you do. I get that vibe from you. You got to pick the opposite, the whole opposite than everybody else.
bro. Every week, this man got something that's gonna have me like.
Hey, it makes the conversation better.
It does.
Listen, I'll tell you, a lot of people say that's the best of the trilogy between Stone Cold and The Rock. I don't even think that either. I think WrestleMania 19 is the better match.
I prefer 19, honestly.
Yeah, all right.
I don't like 17's ending, first of all. I don't like it. It drug, like, the turn, shocking. I get it. But, like, it took too long. That's my whole thing.
I feel like back then, bro, I feel like the longness of a match really didn't really matter because how much people were invested in that storyline.
Yeah. And matches back then weren't that long either.
No, not as long as
rare cases.
Right. So, like, when you say long, do you mean how long the match was or how long the ending spot was?
The ending spot from the chair shots. This man got hit with the chair like 25 times.
Yeah.
How you gonna hit this man with the chair for? Until the match is over. Like, from the point of the turn till the actual 1, 2, 3, It was a good like 5-6 minutes.
Yeah, the
And I don't
ending
think
was
that was
pretty
necessary.
long. Right. Well,
We could have did the turn after the 1, 2, 3.
right.
And then we can extend that as long as you need to. Now I don't think it's a problem at that point.
Right.
There's a
Right.
couple things could have been switched around. But
I
I'm
get
not
your
gonna be
point.
too picky. It's a great show,
Yeah,
regardless. Like
hell yeah.
the gimmick battle
Hey,
royal is my shit. I don't care.
my favorite really, really growing up in the Attitude Era was the Stone Cold and Booker T grocery spot.
Hey.
Man, oh,
Nah, I loved it. I always will.
that was what got me watching on the weekly basis. Like I was a
Yes.
periodic watcher, but I saw that I was like, wait, niggas get beat up in the grocery store every week on here. I'm about to tap in.
That is crazy.
Nah, that. And then when they go through the church and Booker T does, it's just
Hell yeah.
He was in there taking confessionals and all that.
Hey,
Like,
dog, when Booker T was at bingo, that was crazy.
that one.
yeah.
Booker T,
Yeah.
bro, he's really. I want to meet him so bad, bro. And I
Listen,
hate to sound like a
ooh.
mark. I hate to sound like a mark, but I'm gonna sound like a mark here. Booker T, I need to meet you, bro. It needs to
Hey.
happen. You know, just a handshake and a hot dog together will be good.
Look, he's got a story for you real quick. Speaking
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
Booker T called me bald headed. He said my locks wouldn't get as long as his at one point in time, but they are. They're about as long as his now.
They're
So
looking
like,
they looking sharp now. They're looking
yeah.
sharp now.
So, child, but y'all had
Hey.
Booker T fucked up this past week, and
Oh,
I
they
don't
did.
appreciate it.
They
That
did.
is, I don't have time to talk about it though. But just know I will address this at some point. Y'all had Booker T
Yeah.
fucked up.
Oh yeah. And he got
A
receipts,
lot
so
of
it's
y'all.
okay.
Yeah. Shout out to Book.
Shout out to Book.
2003, we had WrestleMania 19. And the night after WrestleMania 19, we got the debut of the one, the only. Who we talking about? Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Spears the Rock. Shout out to the Rock. Hollywood Rock was putting everybody over.
Yeah, man.
He was doing what he needed to do.
Yeah,
and
Hurricane
then we got
good.
Man, listen. I said Hurricane should have won like the IC title or something back then. That's how,
right.
That's how good The Rock did that.
That's the type of energy it was on.
Yeah,
And then
was that the I don't know if that was the WrestleMania that is it? No, is it not the Big Man versus Hogan?
yes,
Yeah.
I watched that match the other day.
Yeah,
Guilty
I was gonna
pleasure
say,
match, and I
yeah.
love that match, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, I do not fuck with Hulk Hogan in any capacity at this point in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
But those two matches he had at WrestleMania when he came back, oh, they up there for me. I'm sorry.
And I
think Rock and Hogan is the best WrestleMania match of all time.
One of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But
like just spectacle, aura. I don't care about the in rings. I don't care about that. Moments. Because as a kid watching that, I knew Hulk Hogan was a big deal. And like I watched The Rock come up at that time. So I already knew he was a big deal. So like seeing them together, I was like, no, this is special. So it's the best match. Every time I watch it, I get the same feeling, and no other WrestleMania match gives me that feeling from when I was a kid till an adult. So it's the best match ever.
The WrestleMania 19 is when I think Matt Hardy was on there with the cruiserweight. I think he wrestled Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
And then I think Brock was on there, and he wrestled
in the main event.
Kurt, right?
Yep.
Was it Kurt?
Yeah. That was when Kurt he had the star press.
Yep.
Woo.
Shawn Michaels and Jericho was on that card.
Shawn Michaels and Kurt, and there was a tag team match too. Was it Kurt and RVD? No, Kane and RVD and two other. Who was it?
Oh, the Dudleys, I think.
No, Lance Storm and
William Regal.
Kurt Morley.
No,
Val Venus.
Val Venus. He was like
Sean Morley.
Chief Morley. There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about his name, but yeah,
Hey, y'all
that
see you see
go
Val
ahead.
Venus got cooked by Chelsea Green the other day?
Oh my god, man. He's just he's just crashing, man.
Listen,
Bro.
all respect for my president. Happy birthday to my president too this past week.
Oh,
Chelsea
facts.
Green, happy birthday to the United States champion. Happy birthday to Randy Orton, Scorpio
Happy
Sky,
birthday.
Lance Storm, DDP, shout out to him, Dominic Mysterio, Charlotte Flair, and happy heavenly birthday to Wild Samoan Sika, who would have turned 80, and the High Chief Peter Maivia, who would have turned 88. Happy birthday to them.
Happy birthday, guys. Rest in
That,
peace to the blessed ones.
Did I say
yes,
Charlotte Flair?
sir.
You did.
Yeah.
I have.
Yep.
We're talking about WrestleMania 19 real quick. I kind of want to bring up the fact that the Booker T and the Triple H match was also really good.
It was.
That's another reason y'all had Booker fucked up too. Y'all was bringing that up.
Give me your takes in. Come on, bring me your takes. Come on, just give me a little take on it.
On this match.
Oh, the Booker T and the WrestleMania 19 with the Triple H.
Yeah, the match
give me
was
your
good.
take on it.
The match was good.
The match was good. I can't watch it anymore though. Like I can't watch it anymore because like it was a good match, but just like now, I remember how that match made me feel as a kid. Like I didn't watch WrestleMania 19, and this is probably you probably too young for this, but like back in this day when we had pay-per-view and stuff, if you didn't order the pay-per-view, you could just hear it. Like you couldn't see nothing.
Yes. Yeah, bro, that's legit. That's legit.
So, like,
that. If you had
I would have been so
old TVs,
angry.
them old TVs, there would be that last channel. That last channel. You couldn't see it. It's all staticky.
It was scrambled.
The audio is clear as day. So you just sit there. I would sit by the TV and just listen. That's what I did I think I did that for Mania 22. I did that
for every pay-per-view, every single month that we did not order. I just listened to it. So like, I'm listening to WrestleMania 19, and I hear 1, 2, 3, and then I hear Triple H music play. I'm like, what?
What is going on? And this is the thing, right? It's not even so much that book. Like, yeah, okay, we know. Like, I wasn't with Triple H going over, but if he's going to go over, you don't hit that pedigree and take a day and a half to make the pin, and then you go like that. That shit's on everything that led up to it. The whole storyline going into it. It's like, damn, man, you built Book to be a world beater, and then just that ending just shit.
Tinfoil hat time. Tinfoil hat time. Booker T was the only WCW guy that came in and still was able to get over. And so it was really, they tried to shut the nail on the coffin. That's all. As my tinfoil hat.
But they didn't. But they didn't because look where he's at right now.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Look where Booker T at right now, dog.
He runs RCW. He's a commentator on NXT.
Reality of wrestling is dope, man.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to AJ Francis getting he like a creative director or something.
Yeah, he just got that.
Sure exactly.
It's a little management spot, producer. It might be a producer, type deal thing. So I heard about that.
He in the front office is what I know. So,
yeah,
that's he said really he just copped a house in Houston now too. Okay, I see you. That's the NFL pension money going crazy.
Hey, listen.
I don't know if y'all seen yesterday. We had an appearance of the first tag team ever. It was Blessed and Bougie.
Oh yeah.
Casey Navarro and
who was the mystery part? Was it Dio? Because I saw it was a mystery part, and I'm like, it's got to be him, because he just switched over now. Because he initially wasn't.
Blessed and Bougie did really well, but
am I the problem?
No,
like dudes come on our show and turn heel after interacting with me for a couple hours.
I won't turn heel. I can't turn heel. That's impossible. It's probably impossible for me to turn heel. I can't come out and just do that. They won't hate me.
Nah,
I can't.
Nah, man.
But yeah, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Dio. He sold out for sure. But that tag team match yesterday was really well. It was really well. Blessed and Bucci did really well.
That's what's up.
And you might be right. You might have a little tiny little sticky bomb you put on some
Yeah,
certain
man.
people, and
Hey,
they leave here and they're like, "Yeah, it's time to wreck shit. It's time to crash out." You know?
hey,
I mean,
y'all
what's
breathe
what's
in
what's
that palace air, start
what's
acting
what's what's
crazy.
the what's the line you always say? You thrive
I
off
thrive off
negativity.
negativity.
I like that line.
Oh man, that's a
I
signature.
do. I do. Hey man, where we at on the royal address this week, man?
Yeah. So we already hit on Kevin Owens and the injury. Somebody who's not injured apparently is Nia Jax. Because I don't know how we started the week off with the rumor that she's been off TV because she's been nursing an injury. She's probably not going to make WrestleMania. She just got on the discourse and was like, "Yo, I'm cool. I'm fine." Like the notion that I'm not cleared is not true. She didn't say what is the issue, but yeah, all this talk about her being hurt is false. So we can take a deep breath and relax. I don't know if she's gonna
Where
be
we
back on
partying
TV
at?
shortly, but hey, yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. I need to know.
Because if I gotta go, one of them Fountain Blue, listen, Nia Jax gonna be there. I'll pay that fee. I was trying to stay away from Fountain Blue,
Huh.
but if I gotta go to one of them nightclubs, we gonna figure it out.
Bro, you gonna spend a check
For Nia Jax?
I mean, I would too, but
You told me
spend
Nia
that
Jax
check.
gonna be somewhere. Like the only reason I'm not meeting Trish Stratus because the tickets is sold out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I spent a
Oh,
Fountain Blue check. I'm not gonna make it home.
I seen the prices on those. Wow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, man, I would love to meet Stone Cold and the Undertaker. Stone Cold shit was like $400. I said, what? No.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, that's reasonable though.
Yeah, it's reasonable because it's Stone Cold, but
Right.
it's
Yeah,
not reasonable
yeah.
for me
For what? You go meet him for what? 5 minutes?
to take a picture with him. No. The most I've paid to meet a Hall of Famer was $40. That's it. $40. Yes, $40. I met Kevin
$400?
Nash for 40.
Wait.
I met JR for 40.
Oh, really? JR?
There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good old JR.
Was that like a Comic-Con type of thing or?
I met JR at Starcast the weekend of the first AEW show ever. And then I met Kevin Nash at like another con out here. It was a bunch of people that was out here with Kevin Nash, like
There's so many Comic-Cons
Scott
down
Hall,
there in
Jake,
Vegas.
Victoria. Yeah, it's hella. WrestleCon's gonna be here, so like I probably won't buy nobody's stuff there, but
Bro,
I'm still trying to figure out my itinerary.
because like you were just saying, I was just saying there's so many Comic Cons in Las Vegas. There's so many events and there's so many opportunities. I see why people go down there in Vegas, like during the WrestleMania weekend, and they can end up getting an opportunity. They run into somebody, but
Thanks.
that's what 10 in a million. 10 in a million, you're
Yeah.
gonna get that chance unless you're booked onto one of those top indie shows or like
Thanks.
I've always wanted to go to a wrestling con, just to see how it is, get that experience, meet new people. Like I said, network. I'm really, really trying to learn on that. And really trying to network more. Like this is probably one of my really first, like second main podcasts I've ever been on. I don't really
An
have
honor.
people coming to me. So yeah, absolutely. No, it's on for me too, because I don't have people that like Reek come up to me and be like, hey man, I have a podcast. If you're willing to come on, dude, like he did. He was really genuine, really welcoming, and I love that. So like I feel like there's some guys out there that run a podcast and I try to hit them up and be like, yo, if we want to set up a date, you want to set up a this, they'll set up a date and then they'll cancel on me. Like I've had so many podcasts flake on me and just
And the
I
podcast
appreciate
flaking on the guests is crazy.
that's what I'm saying.
It's
That's
supposed
what
to be
I'm
the
saying.
other way around.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like I was always like I kept I'm not going to put no names out there or anything, but I had a couple of podcast guys. They would book a show like a week ahead, and then 2 days or like an hour before we're about to air or record, they're nowhere to be found. And then like a day later, they'll tell me, "Oh, I'm sorry, this, that, and the third." Like, man, I understand there's a personal life, but like I'm trying to like network. You're trying to network. Like, let's just get this over with and let's get down to business and make magic happen. Like,
Right.
that's all I have to say about that.
Hey, to
True,
them
man.
podcasts.
You raggedy bitch.
For real, man. Like,
What else we
got motion to make happen. So Chris Jericho was at a horror rock and wrestle fest event, and he's talking about spinning the block potentially, or the possibility of it. He said, "I've considered a return to WWE before things change." And there's two teams you can play on, which is amazing. And it's one of the reasons he wanted to take a chance to go to AEW in the first place. It was a gamble, but of course he would consider going back. He would also consider not going back. It just depends on what the situation is and what's going on with me at the time.
I'm gonna be honest with
Pray to
you.
God you don't drop that shit.
There you go. There you go. Somebody said it before I did.
My take on Chris Jericho right now is he's done it all. What else is there for him to do? What else is there for him to show what he has? We all know Chris Jericho. We love Chris Jericho. Okay, but when it's time, it's time. I've watched his recent matches, and
that's the biggest thing. It's like, bro, it's one thing if you, for example, if you was doing like Rey Mysterio, if you could still go out there and do some shit that'll have me like, oh, that was fire, good, okay, but you're not doing that anymore. Like it's not.
Go ahead.
This is not WCW Chris Jericho. This is not 2009 Chris Jericho, which I think was probably
his best
2016
Jericho.
That too.
That's prime Jericho right there. That's prime Jericho right there.
Like we're not there anymore, and it's just like that's kind of one of them problems with guys who don't know how to write a finish to their stories. It's like they just keep lingering and just doing anything, and it just doesn't hit.
What did Draymond say to Paul Pierce? Chasing that retirement tour? They don't love you like that?
Nah, man.
It's like another thing too, like this might be a little off topic, but it's on the same topic a little bit. Like when they brought Hulk Hogan to WrestleMania. Was that the Raw Netflix premiere?
Oh yeah.
Those ratings went down, boy. Them ratings went down.
Yeah.
Like that's a prime example of when you just need to cut the leash and just know when it's your time to just give the spotlight to the younger guys and the people that deserve it.
I dare one of y'all in Vegas to buy me some real American beer. I will spit it out.
He will drink it and spit it out.
Oh my God.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah.
Nah, man. They said we can't do that shit no more.
Nah. We don't. I don't drink beer. I've never drank alcohol in my life. So we're gonna keep it that way.
That's what's up. You saw Samoa Joe on CVV?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it was dope. So he says after this AEW deal, that might be the end. They probably closer to hanging it up than renewing the deal or going to another company, going back to WWE, anything like that. We might be towards the end. And I ain't ready for that.
Joe.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joe for
How
basic.
old is
I
Joe?
remember this. How old is Joe?
40, 44, 45?
He about there.
Yeah.
I remember in real time. You remember like he had that concussion and they put him on commentary?
Yeah. Yep.
And all y'all was talking about how that was wasting his talents and
He's
he
46.
deserves better and all this and that and the third. And then Joe just came. I was like, man, like y'all tell me I got a concussion. I ain't playing around with that.
Yeah.
I ain't getting in there and wrestling.
Like,
Who wasting what?
bruh.
Just
Wow,
complain about everything.
he's 46, dude.
Damn. When the
Damn,
hell he
man.
turned 46?
Right.
March 17th.
Damn.
Damn,
He that
man.
old?
Yeah. March
So
17th,
he was in his like
1979.
you mean to tell me Samoa Joe was in his late 20s when he was facing Kurt Angle in TNA?
Yep, that's prime Joe, bro. That
That's
was
the Joe
prime
I
Joe.
remember.
Yeah.
I remember Joe from OVW. He was in OVW. He was in
He was
OVW
Ring of
once.
Honor.
Yeah, Ring of Honor. Where
Yep.
else was he? He was in another company. Forget what it was, but it was an indie company. I don't remember. I have to freaking
I don't
remind
remember
myself.
nothing else.
But I didn't think he was that old. When you
Yeah,
said
that's
35,
crazy.
I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. But
Yeah, that's crazy.
Damn, man.
I would love to see Joe in NXT though. I feel like there's a lot of talent that that would work good with Joe. I really
Yeah,
do.
if you want to come back, like that, he should do some kind of like what Shawn Spears and those guys are doing in NXT. Like they're
Yeah, there we
vets,
go.
but they're not taking up too much of the spotlight.
Right.
Like that's a good spot for him. He can still work with Regal. That's what he was doing before. He was working with Regal, working with Shawn. So I could see him going back to the performance center, like once it's all said and done. Player coach, and then just doing
Yeah.
that for a bit, and then just transitioning full time coaching.
Right. Because
You know,
they had him working at one point as like a coach or coach or producer at one point
He was like right under Regal.
before he went. Yeah, right before he came back on the TV, like in the pandemic. So
I remember when he was like you said he was producing a lot of matches in like a little short time, and then when he came back on TV, I was not expecting him to have the little push that he had too as well in
mm,
AEW. He had that little tiny push with the what did he have?
Fought Punk.
He
He was Punk's last match.
Yeah, I was gonna say Punk's last match, and then he still had. I think he still has the title. I think still.
yeah,
What is that?
We
I
got
know
something.
he had the ROH. He had the I won't say the
Yeah, the
TV
AEW
title.
title.
Well, yeah, that he won that after he had the ROH title. He had the TNT title. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the TV. Oh yeah, he's the TV champion right now. I think.
Oh, that.
I think he's the
Uh,
ROH World TV champion still, isn't he?
nah, he don't have nothing right now.
You don't
No.
have nothing right now.
Nah, it's Googleable.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
All right.
I,
But
I mean,
still though, man.
I haven't seen him. I haven't watched. Like I said, I haven't watched AEW. The last time I
Nah.
watched AEW is when Hook was going on that killing spree. He was getting that big push. He was doing those like 30-second matches.
Oh,
Damn, that was a while
yeah.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So like, wow.
What else
Yeah.
we got, man?
All right, and so this year it doesn't look like we're getting King of the Ring. It's not on the calendar for the rest of 25. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not mad about this. Like
Yeah.
for real, because to me, I think it's bigger. It means more when it happens once in a while, like kind of like the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? Like you build the anticipation for it. It's a bigger event, and then when you win, it has a bigger distinction. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're just doing it every year, it's the same as winning Money in the Bank, winning the Rumble. You know, like it's different when you win King of the Ring because it's like it's not going to be there's not going to be a next year if you don't win. So I'm cool with that. And last but not least, we had a holiday that just passed, and
What day was that?
that was on a Rusev day. And
What happened on Rusev Day?
ironically enough, Rusev got re-signed, coming back to WWE on Rusev.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Is that
Hey,
true? Is that true?
yeah.
True.
Oh
That's
yes.
awesome, bro. That's
Oh
really awesome for
yeah.
him.
Hey, Rusev got booked. I just found out Rikishi, his school, Knox
Yes.
Pro, is putting on a show out here.
Yep.
They put on a weekend of shows, the whole weekend during WrestleMania.
Speaking of that, that's where our Wild Samoan Cup is being held.
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw that
Ooh.
too.
Yes. That's where our Wild Samoan Cup is being held.
Okay.
So I might have to get out to that. They
So yeah,
listen.
that's
Sorry, West
that's
Side Gun. I saw the prices. I don't know about that.
Oh shit.
but
So I
nah.
might have to allocate the funds somewhere else.
I was talking to Alpha about that, and I seen that, and yeah, that's part of. I think that's part of the battlefield in a way, unless that's a whole different thing. But I'm pretty sure that's us on that show. He put that right on Rikishi's. So
Nice.
it's
Yeah,
pretty cool that that's happening down
that's
there,
hard.
and it's such a big environment. And I think it's definitely needed with the reputation of the Samoans and having
Oh
that
yeah,
big cup. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely well deserved.
That's
yeah.
dope, man.
Rusev gonna be there.
Oh yeah,
Hell yeah, man.
We might
That's
do
is
what's
that
it
up.
too, man. Listen,
is it true that he got back with his ex-wife?
I
Oh
heard that
yeah.
too.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't they revow? They
They
revowed and
they
stuff.
they got back they back at it, man.
I mean, that's good. It'd be
On
cool to see
Rusev
them.
Day too, man. That's dope.
It would be really cool if I seeing them back together in WWE, but we don't see that happening probably. But Rusev on a singles run, I think it's going to be awesome by himself,
Oh hell yeah. I
especially
Bring
with
honestly,
back
the
bring back that God's favorite gimmick, man.
that's
That
what I was about
shit.
to say. That's exactly what I was
right
about to say. The Redeemer gimmick was so fire. I need that back.
and with the atmosphere of the WWE now, they would pop for that gimmick, bro.
Hell
They
Oh, for
would
yeah.
pop
sure.
for that. Yep.
Hell yeah, man.
That
Need
was your
that.
last thing.
Yeah. What you got?
I got a couple more things, man. Ref Jess. Shout out to Ref Jess out
Mm-hmm.
here. Debuted as a wrestler this past week in Evolve under a mask as
Ooh.
Kalix. So y'all
Okay.
might not know, but she was a wrestler before she became a referee. She hasn't had to take bumps for like almost a decade, which is dope. So like she's probably gonna get back at it. Maybe I don't know.
That's what's
We'll
up.
see. We'll see.
Hell yeah.
Golf
Y'all
clap to
probably
her.
forgot.
Yeah, man.
Daphne LaShawn was also a wrestler before she became a ref too.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she wrestled on the Indies a lot. She actually, I think she wrestled a couple times out here too, or at least in
Oh.
Arizona and Vegas and like places in SoCal are basically all like a blend of talent. Is
Mm-hmm.
traveling because it's easy to travel. But
Yeah.
yeah, she definitely wrestled some Vegas talent before. Shout out to both of them. And
Ooh.
then some TNA news, man. This past week on Impact, Santino Marella took back the digital media championship from Steph DeLander and
Mm-hmm.
announced a new championship, the TNA International Championship, which will be crowned at Unbreakable in Las Vegas. Three triple threat matches to determine who's going to get there to that final this upcoming Thursday. AJ Francis, Mance Warner, and Sammy Callahan, one of those three, will be heading to
Okay.
Vegas. And then in Vegas, we got Eddie Edwards versus Ace Austin versus Steve Macklin. And then we have Zachary Wentz versus JDC versus Eric Young. So I'm assuming
That
those
one should be
three.
good. That one should
Ooh.
be good.
Yeah, that was gonna be
Okay.
crazy. So I'm assuming
Okay.
the winner of those three matches will go and be in a triple threat to determine it
That's
because
that Steve Macklin
triple
match
threat.
is going to be good too.
Yeah. Listen, I'm
So
not a big
okay.
Sammy Callahan guy, but like sometimes he do some shit where I'll be invested. I ain't even gonna lie. So
And
I
yo,
might tap in for that too.
speaking of Santino Marella, my man is on fire right now,
He
and
cold.
I love the way he's handling things now, the way things are going for him and TNA, man, bro.
He's dope.
I might sound like a mark here again, but I was picking Casey Navarro's brain and, asking him about how are these guys in person? How are they in reality, like behind closed doors? And he says, dude, they're all wholesome. They're all welcoming. And, I asked also Casey, like, how is it, transitioning from where he was in the Indies and immediately getting that phone call, that spot to be with First Class, and how did he feel about that? And he just told me, bro, he didn't expect it, and he just went with the flow, and that's something I always think about, bro, because you never know. Like I said earlier on in the little show, the show here, like I said, you never know when you can get that phone call. And
Yeah,
and
man.
I always think about that, and I always try to prepare myself, even though like I'm only 2.5 years in as a professional wrestler. Like I know people that did it for a year and they're already doing this shit on TV, on little higher indie shows like GCW and like IWTV. Like
Yeah.
I always think about that stuff, bro. So like, that's special. And shout out to Santino, shout out to TNA, shout out to Casey Navarro. Like y'all
Oh
are
yeah.
doing y'all thing. Yeah, they're doing their thing right now, man. And I'm really, really stoked to see what goes on in the near future, man. Because there's a lot of younger guys that are hungry, and I'm one of them. I'm one of them, baby.
Talk.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Talk.
You see
And
that,
the
man?
last thing I got, man. Jay White apparently has a broken hand, and he will not be in the Owen Cup anymore.
Oh
Replaced by
shit.
Kevin Knight.
Ooh, that's a good
Oh.
replacement. That's a
Oh.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin Knight, man.
That
yo,
boy just
yo,
came in and started balling.
bro,
Right.
that's
With
a
it.
big.
We'll see how long that go, man. Hey, did something interesting happen on SmackDown possibly this past week that everybody's been talking about?
Something like
If it
that.
if it's that one particular thing, don't tell me if is it Ray Phoenix?
Ray Phoenix debuted on
Mm,
SmackDown this past week
And
in
that's what I was
Chicago.
hope. That's what I was thinking, or is it the other thing?
mm.
The favor.
Yeah,
Did we talk about the
something.
favor?
Yeah, a little bit. What was that? Was that before we got on? I think that was
That
before
might
we
have been
got on.
before we got on.
I
Shout out to
think that
Paul
was
Yeah,
Heyman
before.
being a thought
yeah,
again. Fredo
Yes,
hands
yeah.
showed
that's what
up
we're talking about,
one more time.
Mm-mm-mm.
man.
Damn shame.
Got
Roman
to.
Reigns of all people should have known better.
Right.
So
No,
listen, y'all
hit
know
him with
me.
that.
I'm Roman Reigns, stand number one. But listen, hey,
Tough break, nigga.
you knew better.
Hit him with the raggedy bitch.
I ain't even gonna hit him with the raggedy bitch. I would just hit you with tough break. Listen, I have no empathy because listen, you my dog, but listen, sometimes your dog be fucking up, and you gotta let them, just deal with the consequences of their actions. Like sometimes you just
Hmm.
can't be like, hey fam, you my dog. You wouldn't be my dog if I didn't know you knew better, and he knew better.
He did.
You
He
aligned
did.
yourself with this man who was one of your ops for years. Even though
Right.
he said, oh, I'm cool with your family, that's cool, no. But
Ops is
listen,
crazy. Op is crazy,
Paul
bro.
Heyman, it is. He was an op though.
He
But
was.
like you thought Paul Heyman would be loyal to you because of years of service to your family. Paul Heyman wasn't even loyal to his family, his ECW family.
Mm.
Into
This
the
man
Hall of
saw
Fame.
the
Into the Hall
opportunity
of
to get
Fame.
another job. Yeah, yeah. And that was like
Yeah.
20 years later. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
It took him
This
20 years
man,
to do that.
Yeah, dude's about to cut his TV off.
listen, literally, they lights was cut off. They couldn't pay their bills. This man went, got another job. Like they didn't find it out until he showed up on TV. This
Mm-hmm.
man wasn't loyal to his own people. You thought he was going to be loyal to you after being one of your ops, after turning on you like a year later, after y'all got together,
Yep.
and then turning on his other day one a couple weeks after that. Like the man always been disloyal. So
Man, he's
I have
shisty.
no empathy for you, Roman.
He's shisty. He's shisty as hell.
Yeah, bro.
Sorry that happened to you, but you got to deal with it. So you figure it out, bro. And I hate that Cody Rhodes was right. I hate that he
I
was right.
See, we being sick like this on the regular. I was just sitting up there thinking, like, damn, he said this leading up to 39. He was like, damn, you gonna lose everybody. Jay is gonna leave you. The Usos gonna back off. You gonna be a chief without a tribe. And I'm like, damn, he was the last one, and he just left your ass. That's crazy.
That's that long storytelling. That's that
Facts.
long-term storytelling
Long-term,
right there.
And and the IWC swears up and down they wanted it and they got it and they started complaining.
And think about it too.
Right.
And think about it too. You know, back when I think it was 10, 11 years ago, when Paul Heyman was having that little storyline with CM Punk saying that he needed his space, he needed to collect his own things, and they go back and you watch Paul Heyman say, "I see you in the near future, me walking down the WrestleMania stage with you, you know, you having your dream match in WrestleMania." So like that long story there's that stuff that people don't watch. That's that term storytelling, man, and it's
Hell
good. It's good, and I've always been invested since that moment with that relationship between Punk and Paul Heyman. That's always been a good storytelling. Even when Punk went to AEW and doing all that stuff in AEW, he was a menace in AEW. He didn't give a rat's ass anything about AEW. You know what I'm saying? So like seeing him now, I always knew he was coming back to WWE. That's his home. When he left there, he didn't leave there fulfilled with what he had in his dreams, which is main eventing WrestleMania. And look at him now. Look at him now. Main eventing WrestleMania and having Paul Heyman, his best friend, by his side, like they said.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I seen Paul Heyman turn on Punk too. I'm just saying.
We did.
Hey,
we did.
And Brock
Punk is another guy who should know better.
Think about this. Brock Lesnar, it might be a little like, I don't know if they want to say he's canceled a little bit, which I don't think he is.
No.
He was taken off of the Illuminati list of the WWE, and he's back on the roster, if you look.
Uh-oh. Hey.
Price of breaks on it.
I'm going to say, last time we was in Vegas, remember how that show ended?
Yeah. Hey, listen, y'all don't read, so I understand why y'all be up in arms whenever Brock is brought up, because y'all don't read.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go into details, but y'all don't read.
We talked about it.
I personally didn't read much about all that stuff going around about Brock, but I did know that it was personal, and it was it did affect a lot of things about Brock. Brock is a great guy. Long story short, I knew somebody that knew Brock from Connecticut. And the guy that would tell me, his name was George. I'll tell him because he's a great guy. He passed away. R.I.P. George. George used to tell me all these stories about Brock, Terry Funk, and just a couple other guys. And he told me Brock was always there. Brock was always like utmost respectable guy, and when I heard that stuff going on, I didn't even want to listen to it. I didn't want to get into it. I didn't even want to read it. It's just something that I was not interested in.
Basically, it was like, that you go on a college visit, you like a top tier high school recruit, and you go on that college visit, and they start, saying throwing them. Yeah, exactly. That was right there. They threw some favors. You know what I'm saying? But like, nobody said he did nothing. Like, he just said, "Hey, we need you back. I got this contract. This might come with it." And that's all it was. Like,
here's the pen, here's the contract, just doodle.
Right. Now all that extra shit, he's just like, "Hey, I might have something over here for you too." But nobody said that he was interested in that. It just was offered to him. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, they said this dude said he had a snowstorm. He couldn't make it. That was his excuse. Like, he wasn't trying to participate. Once I saw that, I was just like, hey, I know a nigga making up excuses when I see it.
Right. Exactly. Like,
the snowstorm.
I stopped tripping at that point.
No,
Brock is from Minnesota. I know there's not an inch of snow he is scared to travel in.
the snowstorm gimmick, the snowstorm excuse is really diabolical, bro. Especially
Yeah.
when you live in a state that you don't get much snow.
Shout out to Brock.
Crazy. Yeah.
I'm
Shout out to
sorry if
Brock.
that offends anybody.
Yeah,
I'm
shout out
not.
to Brock.
Hey, Paul Heyman and turned on Brock Lesnar multiple times in the last 20
Yeah.
years too. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
y'all be knowing better. Y'all still go and listen. Paul Heyman, the greatest hoe of all time.
It's factual though. It's
I didn't expect
factual.
you to call him a hoe. I
All right,
didn't expect you to
all
It's
call
Paul
him a
true.
Heyman
hoe.
niggas take him back. I love it.
Somehow, some
Uh,
way, man. It's crazy.
Hey,
yo,
what
Paul
else happened on
Heyman, shout out.
SmackDown this past week?
What else happened?
Anything interesting, Reek?
That oh man.
Some
I saw
tension happened.
I saw something. Uh I had a cringy face on 'cause it got a little it went a little off for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Man,
Which
that
one? Wait,
Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte
the
Flair had
blonde
a little
bombshells.
awkward situation. One, they came out there wearing the same outfit. First of all,
Oh God.
that was
they look like two peas in a pod right there.
like once I saw that, I was like, this is not going to be good in a this is going to be bad in a good way, if you will.
It was so
Uh,
bad. It was so bad.
clearly there was some off script pushing there, and I kind of like it from Tiff at least. Now I feel like Tiff cannot win at WrestleMania because like losing is just going to make her a bigger star. Because like if Charlotte Flair beats her, people are going to be so mad.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to help Tiff out so much. I need Tiff to lose. But like Charlotte Flair's been around 10 years on the main roster, still getting thrown off by the crowd. And this is somebody who like they've talked about having Hollywood aspirations and stuff like that. And you getting thrown off by the crowd, a wrestling crowd.
That was, and that's the kind of thing that made me say, wait, this whole thing somehow started turning into a boxing match. Like, because the interview segment backstage, it was like 2 weeks ago, she was tearing Tiffany's ass up. Like it was filthy. Then you get to this week and it's like, now she's swinging back at you and you the vet. Like you've been, Charlotte Flair has been booed more than she's been cheered in her career. This is not new, but
Yes,
this week in Chicago,
I can say she was booed more than cheered in her career. Absolutely,
it's her element. That's where she works best at it. But now in Chicago, she don't know what to do. But my problem is that who's the good guy here? Obviously, it's not. But it's like it's obviously not Charlotte. But I haven't bought Tiffany as a babyface for her. So it feels like we're pushing. And now after this, neither of y'all look like a face because it's like our thing with the free reign under the Triple H Shawn Michaels era. Here's where we have to be careful because it's good to let people kind of feel it out and just do once they have a sense of themselves, do what feels right when you're out there. And obviously, this we went off script. We did not do anything that was supposed to be said out there. But it's like, because now Tiff decides, I'm going to go this route, you're not getting her the babyface reaction that she's supposed to be getting. Now she feels more like a heel, which I think she's better as. So coming out of this now, it's like, who are you supposed to be rooting for? That's the problem.
that's what I'm having trouble with. I'm having trouble, which, like, mind you, I like how the hype for Tiffany has been, the way Tiffany has been, progressing and coming up in the business.
She's a star.
But absolutely, she's definitely Hollywood status. But Charlotte, I think the only and props to Charlotte. She's not saying she's a terrible wrestler or a terrible performer. All I'm saying is I believe that she got this spot due to her father. in some aspect of form. Mind you, yes, she worked for it. Yes, she did what she had to do for it. But mind you, in my fact, the reason why it was so hype for her is because of who her father is.
Mm-hmm.
And then they realized like, oh, what's with the hype? What's with the hype? You know what I'm saying? But that's why I feel like they boo her more than I don't know.
Well,
I
yeah,
think we expected more from Charlotte than what we got.
yeah, no, like it was always going to be a part of the conversation. Like she gets in the door, she goes to NXT, and she kind of dealt with that when she first got in there. It's like everyone kind of giving her the look, so she had to like really show that she was going to stand out amongst them, and she did. But then we get to the point where now we're almost at 16. She's been, a centerpiece of the women's division all these over 10 years now. It's like now we're getting to that point where it's like, oh, okay. And that's kind of why, like I said, it's better that she's a heel. She can just lean into it. She doesn't need to. I always turn back to the example of Randy Orton. Like when we got outside of being a heel, it flattened. Like he wins the world title, he tries to be a face. You got to keep people where they're best at, and it's like the longer you just do that and let them exist where they function best, then we're fine. She can just lean into the fact that yeah, I'm the nepo baby, but I'm still here. I'm still one of the top names out of here now. So that's where we're at. It's all good.
I 100% agree with everything you said there.
Hey, rank your
Keeping
top
the
3 nepo babies. My bad, my bad, RJ.
Come on, Reed. Name your top
top
3.
3. God damn. Well, obviously she's in there.
So Charlotte number 1.
Yeah.
You think Charlotte number 1?
Charlotte number 1.
Yeah.
Over
Oh,
Roman Reigns.
But see, I can't really put Roman over Charlotte because it's like,
why not?
Because think of how he came in, right? Roman was part of this group, and it was like it wasn't until like later down the line in the group that it was like, okay, he might be the alpha. You know what I'm saying? And then we break him out, he make him a singles guy, and the presentation wasn't there. Like we said all the time, like I never disliked Roman Reigns. I disliked his presentation in the beginning. So we had to work to get to tribal chief, head of the table. Like we had to go through a lot of shit that wasn't working with it.
but it didn't take that long. It didn't take that long. It didn't take that long. So that's why what 2 to 3 years for that for it to start coming? Because I remember when the Shield really started like doing this, they started getting that alpha male out of him, and
Yeah.
that's what I mean by like the 2 to 3 year mark. Because it was like 5 years they were together almost, or was it longer than that?
No, it was only like 2.
No, Shield was only for like 2 years.
It
So
wasn't
wait,
even 2.
so I was right for
Yeah.
the first time. So it took about 2 to
Yeah.
3 years. So I
Yeah,
was okay.
yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, so like I think Roman definitely earned his spot to where he's at now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're right. He went through a hell of a ride, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed his run so far.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm number 1 nepo baby of all time is The Rock.
Okay.
It's
I
The
put him
Rock.
in. Well, him, Charlotte, and I got
I
Cody.
got Randy up there too.
You got Randy up there?
Okay.
Listen, I'm doing everything in my power to not put Cody Rhodes in the top 3.
Oh, Cody Rhodes is already my top 3.
Listen. He's picture perfect, like carbon copy at this point, bro. Minus the tattoo. You got the suits on, bleach blonde.
Hey, listen, I'll do you one better. Hey, I did not know this. Did y'all know that John Cena Sr. has a match versus Eugene on the Indies?
Wait,
in 2011.
No way. I need to look this up.
John Cena Sr. has a match as recently as 2023.
Wait, what?
You said Eugene?
Bro, I know you're lying, right?
John
You're
Cena
lying to me.
Sr. His name was Johnny Fabulous versus Eugene. It was
No
on the
way.
Indies in 2011.
Eugene Ortega?
No, Eugene.
No, like Nick Dinsmore.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I'm looking at it right now.
Wow, bro, this is crazy.
That's nasty. Y'all
I
nasty
th-
for booking John Cena Sr. on the Indies.
I didn't think he did anything outside of like that. I think that was a match with Randy on Raw the one week,
Yeah, something like that.
bro.
That's when Randy beat the shit out of his father. Cena's father.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Wow, man. He said as early as 2023. What, bro?
You know what?
This
You
Y'all
is
know what?
nasty for
crazy.
booking John Cena Sr. in a wrestling match.
What you said it was 2011?
Yeah, I cannot find any
Yeah.
highlights from that match. I want to find it.
Did you go on YouTube?
I'll go look. I'll go look for it later.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for it right now while we talk.
It's Googleable though.
What in the hell?
Y'all nasty for that. Y'all gotta be all the way off track.
Yeah.
I was over here thinking. I was like, I swear, because I remember hearing that John Cena Sr. had wrestled before. I'm thinking this is like way back in the day, like the
Yeah.
80s. So that's why I was like, because now I'm gonna put John Cena over Cody Rhodes as far as Nepo babies go. It's time to find out John Cena Sr.'s first match was that match on Raw that he had. And he's
Yeah,
been wrestling on the indies periodically ever since.
so 2007 was his first match with Randy.
Yeah.
Y'all
It's
nasty.
That's
dog.
crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
And it says he is currently active in the New
No way.
England indie wrestling scene.
John Cena Sr.
Yes. And this man is 80 years old. Bro, y'all not serious. Y'all not
All right. All right, let's cover this last thing.
Oh man,
Jade versus Naomi is official at WrestleMania now too.
I need that. There we go.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Y'all did this for me, man. Y'all did this for me, man. So listen, I'm gonna need both of them at Wale Mania. I will have my phone full charge. So we gonna see something go down. But
yeah,
little stats on this. This is the first non-title women's match at WrestleMania since WrestleMania 36.
It's Michelle McCool, right?
No. WrestleMania 36 was Liv Morgan versus Natalya on the pre-show.
And this we're is counting pre-show. Are you counting pre-show? Okay.
I'm counting pre-show. Okay. I'm counting pre-show. But if I'm not counting the pre-show, it's the first one since Mania 22, which was Tori Wilson versus Candice Michelle in a Playboy pillow fight.
Candice Michelle. Oh my God. That's what it was. That was the Candice Michelle match. Okay. Wow.
So we've never had a proper non-title women's one-on-one match at WrestleMania that wasn't Playboy sponsored or wasn't billed as a cat fight.
This has to be good then. This has to be good.
Oh hell yeah.
It has to be. We got a literal first time in a long time situation here.
It's about damn time. It's about damn time.
And shout out to Naomi. This is the version of Naomi that we needed to be doing hashtags and shit over. Like,
bro,
Naomi was perfectly fine where she was before. Like, but now I want to see her take off.
Bro, her caution gear was so sick. She looked reckless, bro, and she looked good, man.
It's the best work she done did in her whole career.
Absolutely. And I think the reason why she has this work and it's evolving the way it is, she has somebody that's matching her energy, that's matching her ability and her ring, her everything. And I don't and mind you, Bailey and Io Sky and Bianca Belair and like all those girls are good. But I didn't think they had what Naomi had. Naomi was always being like shut down. And I felt like they needed to give this push to her at least way before now. I think they're late on it. I think they're pretty late. But maybe it's still going to work out, but I think they could have done this a year ago. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But they didn't have that person like Cargill. Like those two have really good chemistry, and that's what I'm really liking about it. So shout out to Triple H for doing this because this is something huge for the woman.
Listen,
It's getting crazy.
how long ago was I saying we need to flip the switch and get a heel Naomi? A team. I said a team bad Naomi, but this is even better. Like how you can see how long she been waiting to just tap into this shit and just go in. Like
Again, I asked the
this is
question:
beautiful.
am I the problem?
Could be.
Because I met her like right before she left TNA, and now she here.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man,
I might be the problem.
I don't know, man. That thriving on that negativity for real.
I mean, maybe they are watching. Maybe they are watching. You never know.
Oh, it ain't no maybe. We
Hey,
know they watching us.
Listen,
they watching.
They tapped in, man.
They watching.
There's been we're at what 6 years now. We have countless scenarios and things that we done said on here. We get it's our fault. We are the problem because we give them free game and then they go take it and we don't get nothing. We don't get a little courtesy of YK Wrestling. We don't get none of that. They just take the shit and run with it. If it's not them, it's Bleacher and those other. We had to retire an award for our year-end thing because who was it that stole it? Bleacher.
It was
We did
somebody
Player
that
of the
didn't
Year
need
for
to
like
be
3 years in
doing
a
it.
row. Yeah, we did Player of the Year for like 3 years in a row. Then Bleacher Report.
I seen all y'all was just throwing out hater of the year candidates in 2024, and I just said, you know what, you good. Y'all wasn't doing that before, not before us.
It's crazy.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
RJ Carnage. We appreciate you for coming on. I don't really got nothing. You got anything else, Reek?
I think we're good.
I'm cool with anything, man. But I really want to just come back and say I appreciate y'all. I hope to meet you TC and maybe you can come down to the battlefield one time, get you down here and meet the other guys as well.
Oh yeah.
Again, Reek, you're thank you, bro. I appreciate everything.
Hey, appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, man. Honestly, thank you. That's really all I can say. Thank you. Hope we could do this again. Maybe, somewhere like a year or, a year and a half from now, like maybe 6 months to see where I'm at. But I really appreciate this, man. And let's see let's see who else we can get on this show. Let's see who else we
listen,
get.
I'm trying to get everybody, man. I'm gonna be at more shows. You know what I'm saying? You're always welcome to come through.
I'll let the guys know. I'll always let the guys know. I'll tell them to hit them up, let y'all know, and see what y'all can do. And I definitely want to see some of my guys on here, man. But again, thank you so much for having me. I hope y'all have a good rest of your day, your rest of your week. And man,
hey, plug your socials. Let them know where they can find you at.
All social medias. We got Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You check me out on TikTok. It's all RJ Carnage, RJCarnage. And that's it, man. That's really it. You can check out Battlefield Pro Wrestling. I'm the little Futures champion. Check it out. I appreciate you guys having me. And hey, like I always say, it's no fear, no limits, just carnage here, man. We fighting champion, and that's it. That's all I gotta say. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Plug your socials,
no doubt. Y'all can find me at ReekHavoc24, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and I just made a blue sky, so we'll see what happens with that. Y'all can find the Havoc Hour on the. What's up?
You late? You late to the party? You that dude that comes to the party when it's over. Ain't nobody on there no more. Don't
Hey, it's
nobody
okay.
talk about Blue Sky no more, bro.
Look,
Nobody
look, look. I said I'll give it.
Everybody back
like.
on Twitter.
I said I'll give it like a month.
Be the type to make a MySpace account.
Listen, let me find out. I heard y'all got good music over here. Let me see.
I said I'll give it a month, so it's probably gonna be over by the time the next episode drops. But yeah, y'all can find the Havoc Hour where we talking sports and entertainment over there on all streaming platforms. Where you find Young Kings Wrestling, including the YouTube version, which is the best.
And I am the thespian TC Fontaine, aka TCF Baby. Make sure, please, to say the baby. Follow me at I don't post, but you can follow me at TC.Fontaine on Instagram, at TC Fontaine on Twitter, and Young Kings Wrestling everywhere at YK Wrestling on your social media, not on Blue Sky.
Not on Blue
That's where
Sky.
we're not at. But yeah,
Shout
Twitter,
out to Young
YouTube,
Kid,
Instagram,
shout out to Young King Wrestling. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for listening, and we'll be back next week, and that'll be our last episode for the month, maybe.
Probably.
And we out of here.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.